Ladies and gentlemen, your next contest is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the 135-pound bantamweight division. This bout is proudly sponsored by McMulkin Cadillac of Nashua, New Hampshire. Make it McMulkin. Your referee in charge of the action is John English. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with red. Coming to us from Gate City, MMA, please welcome Caterino! And his opponent, West Page, hiding in the red corner, wearing black with white, entering the cage with a record of 0 wins and 2 defeats. He's representing Young's MMA. Please welcome Langston!
All right, Caterino in the black with a little bit of red trunks. Langston in the black and white trunks. John English, center of the ring. The cage is being locked. Time to go to war. One more time. Here we go.
All right, both fighters look like they're fighting for the center of the octagon here.
A lot of dancing, then Caterino grabbed right a hold of him, put him up against the fence. Kind of thought these two would stay in the middle and fight a little bit.
Yep, yeah, Caterino looking to really grind Langston against the fence here. He's got that underhook. He's got a great forward pressure.
Going for the foot stomps as well. Not a bad technique. You don't see it that often, but people forget about it all the time. You weaken someone's feet and they have trouble standing. A little easier of a target.
Great balance showed by Langston.
The crowd giving lots of advice to the fighters.
Yeah. Caterino really looking to use that forehead, control Langston against the fence here.
Doesn't look like anyone really has a good control right now. I mean, Caterino's trying to get in there, but Langston has him kind of backed off just enough that nobody's in a good position at this point.
Yep. And Langston using that underhook. Oh, but Caterino switching the position again. Caterino looking to lock the hands under the leg. But Langston, great balance shown.
Caterino wants to get him to the ground, but Langston's standing his ground.
Both these guys just reversing each other against the cage, using those underhooks. Langston looking for the big shot off the break there.
Back to the center of the ring, toe-to-toe. Here we go. And locked up right away. Caterino doesn't want to play that game.
Yep, and this is Caterino's first fight since 2017, so we look to see these fighters sometimes after a loss, they look to jump right back in there. Looks like Caterino took the time, worked with his team, and worked to build those skills and come back in and get a win here. Langston's using a good job at using his underhook to get off the cage, but it seems like the second he gets Caterino to the cage, Caterino right away, just switching it up, not letting Langston get any time there. Langston dropping down for the single leg.
You know, John English finally had to break it up right there. Not a lot of activity happening.
Yep. Caterino had him against the fence here, but unable to, lock the hands around the waist, get the takedown. So our ref breaking up the hold there. All right, here we go. Both fighters back in the center.
I think John English pretty much telling them they got to move a little more. There's got to be a little more activity. There's not, when you're just standing there trying to get position and nobody seems to gain or lose, it's just not a good fight.
Yep.
But yet still here they are again, back in pretty much a similar position against the gate.
Yep. Caterino looking to grind Langston against the fence here, but Langston doing a really good job at not letting Caterino lock his hands, get under the hips, constantly fighting for underhooks. And if Caterino can't, hold the position, he can't look for offense.
Wow, that was a very uneventful first round. Kind of hard to call. I mean, on one side, Caterino was the aggressor, pushing him against the gate, against the fence pretty much the whole round. But on the other hand, Langston did defend every time, reversed it quite a bit. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, sometimes not the most visually exciting matchup, but I mean, in terms of octagon control, I mean, Caterino had him against the fence. Langston was in the defensive, so I mean, you got to give that round to Caterino.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with that. And Langston's got to come out and do something this round. He can't let himself get tied up. He's either got to get it to the ground or he's got to convince Caterino to stand up. If he gets himself put against the wall, and this is just a slow-moving next 2 rounds, he's definitely going to lose because he never took control.
Yep. And I think what Langston needs to do, I mean, if Caterino gets him up the fence, he's doing a good job at using those underhooks and reversing the position. But if he can reverse the position and back out, I think he'll start to have the space to find some success in the stand-up.
All right, well, we'll see what their corners told them to do. All the teams leaving. Gate is being locked. John English at the ready. Let's begin round 2. Caterino going in with a flurry of punches, but then once again trying to lock him up. He's going low this time. He wants the takedown.
Yep. And this time, now he's got his hands locked under the leg. Let's see if he can turn that into a takedown early in the second round.
Langston's pretty stable on his feet, other than Caterino picking him up and dropping him on the ground. He's going to have a hard time getting Langston down there.
Langston looking to try to dig that underhook, but Caterino just with that tight waist grip. It's moments like that where I think Langston should try to separate. If he can reverse the position and back out, I don't think he's going to win the round. By staying clinched up here.
A little bit of a reversal there. Langston trying to get some knees in while they're moving around.
Caterino doing a really good job at elevating that underhook. Every time his back ends up against the fence, he's elevating that arm, getting his angle to get underneath and drive Langston back.
Once again, English breaking him up. And within 3 seconds, they are back against the fence once again.
Caterino looking to lock the hands under. Fighters exchanging knees here.
You know, Langston's really going to need to do something quick because, you know, as far as the control goes for the first 2 rounds, I mean, Caterino's definitely had the majority of it, keeping him pinned against the wall. And if he wants to pull out the win by points, he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I think Langston, going into this 3rd round, I mean, he's going to have to use his footwork. He knows Caterino, once he drives in, he can get his back to the fence. I mean, he's going to have to use some more lateral movement to avoid getting pushed to the cage. Langston looking for knees inside the clinch. Caterino still looking for the takedown. Let's see if he can secure it in the final seconds here.
Round 2 is over. Once again, not a lot of huge activity. How do you call this round again?
Yeah, I mean it's you just got to give it to Caterino. I mean, he's able to control where the fight's going, right? So he's holding him against the cage. Unable to secure the takedown. I mean, Langston's doing a really good job at staying at his feet, but Langston's going to have to come out and really make something happen. I think he's going to have to get the finish in the 3rd round here in order to get a win.
Yeah, I totally agree. All he's been doing is defending. He hasn't really had too many times where he was in charge. So he's going to need to do some damage. He can't let Caterino take him to the fence immediately like he's done every single time. He's got to defend himself, throw a flurry of punches, tell Caterino like you're not coming in. If he doesn't do that, we're going to see another 5 minutes worth of hanging out against the fence and one trying to gain position over the other, and Caterino's going to take it if that's the way it goes. All right, here we go. Round 3 is underway.
And again, Caterino
within seconds.
Wasting no time. Langston looking for his opportunity to find small shots here, but I think in the eyes of the judges, he really needs to focus on escaping this position if he's going to win. And Caterino just constantly using the underhook to control, looking to lock his hands, doing a great job at just, being heavy on that back foot. You see he's using that back foot to drive in. And while Langston's able to reverse a position briefly with Caterino's hands locked behind the hips, he's not able to break.
Yeah, he's getting in. There we go. John English breaking it up once again. Trying to let these guys know that they got to be doing something. There's not a lot of activity, and the refs are not going to stand for that. This might be the longest it's standing toe-to-toe without going to a grapple. And back against the wall.
And back at it. Caterino dropping down, looking for that single leg.
You know, maybe at this point, Langston should let him go to the ground and try to take advantage of him down there. Because he's not making any headway here. And again, unless something drastic happens, it's kind of a no-brainer that Caterino's going to take this one.
Yeah, I agree, Mike. But it's just that forward pressure, that pressure that Langston's using on his back legs to keep Langston pinned here.
And for, I think, the 5th time, John English has broken these guys up.
Oh, Langston lost balance there briefly, but quickly back to the feet, and Caterino, by no surprise.
7 seconds they went back into the corner against the fence.
Guys, come on. Last round.
While some fans may be frustrated at the control and the lack of action, I mean, it is up to Langston to get his back off the fence. I mean, you know, Caterino is controlling him, pushing him against the fence, and you know, if he's having great success, there's no need for him to switch up his strategy.
Stop! Step back!
Yep, I agree, but John English doesn't agree with that.
Yeah.
That anything good is happening. Oh, nice kick by Langston right there. But we're in the final 10 seconds. Yep. It's not going to do any good. Unfortunately, I think we're both going to agree that, you know, Caterino took this. If Langston would have done some of that stuff in the rounds, got himself back in the center of the ring, things could have been different.
Yeah, I mean, you could see the sense of urgency there. He knew he needed a huge knockout to win this fight because Caterino just, with the control he had through all 3 rounds, even though he was not able to secure the takedown, land significant shots, he did enough to control.
And you can see the frustration on Langston's face right now that he knows he didn't do enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, have it one more time for Carl Langston and Chris Caterino. After 3 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Judges Brian O'Gara and Lars Borson see the bout 29-28, while Judge Carlos Lovato sees it 30-27 for your winner in the blue corner, Chris Caterino.